Yeah, I'm actually 22 now. I started out in real estate when I was 19. So I was going to Kennesaw University. Anybody from Atlanta know that's in, Cobb County, Marietta, great school. I was going for like mechanical engineering, but I was
Mm.
really kind of like depressed in school because I knew that's not what I wanted to be doing. So I ended up having rupturing my Achilles playing basketball. I think it was the second semester of freshman year. And not being able to walk for 4 months, I discovered you, Max Maxwell, a couple other guys out there, and the light bulb went off. And I was like, yeah, this is it. So I never went back. So ever since then, I've been all in on real estate, just all in.
Oh, okay. So what did your parents think about that?
They thought it was stupid. They was like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? This is a trap. It was like you going after dreams that are not feasible. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
make it work.
wow.
I'm gonna
How
make it
did
work.
this 22-year-old make $90,000 wholesaling his very first commercial deal? Well, if you want to learn how he did it, you need to simply stand by. Let's get it.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
Hello, guys. This is Ty, aka the Flip Man, and today have my man Greg out of Atlanta, and he's here to share some game on the commercial side of the biz, and he's wholesaling self-storage and multifamily. I assume he's keeping some of those, but I think his primary is wholesaling at this point.
Mhm.
So what's going on, Greg?
Hey, what's up, Ty? Great to have you on the show.
No problem, man. You reached out to me to let me know you had something that you think would be of some value to my audience, people that follow what I have to offer as far as content on making money in real estate investing, mainly with a strong emphasis on wholesaling, which really is no barrier to entry based on your income or credit situation. Is all about knowing what to do and do you want to do it. So just to get right into it, man, if you could just, I'd like to try to get some background about you, maybe before you got involved in real estate and leading up to that, and maybe even how you found me. So if you could just give us an idea a little bit about yourself and, who you are and, like the before the real estate thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm actually 22 now. I started out in real estate when I was 19. So I was going to Kennesaw University. Anybody from Atlanta know that's in, Cobb County, Marietta, great school. I was going for like mechanical engineering, but I was really kind of like depressed in school because I knew that's not what I wanted to be doing. So I ended up having rupturing my Achilles playing basketball. I think it was the second semester of freshman year. And not being able to walk for 4 months, I discovered you, Max Maxwell, a couple other guys out there, and the light bulb went off. And I was like, yeah, this is it. So I never went back. So ever since then, I've been all in on real estate, just all in.
Oh, okay. So what did your parents think about that?
They thought it was stupid. They was like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? This is a trap. It was like you going after dreams that are not feasible. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
make it work.
wow.
I'm gonna make it work.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's that. Sounds like your parents may be my age. So they
Yeah.
come from a generation that, you need to go to college. Not saying it's not is opportunity there, because you were pursuing a degree that actually you can get a job in that field.
Right.
You said, what you said, electrical engineer, what'd you say?
Yeah, mechanical engineer.
Mechanical engineer. So the world is yours. You know what I'm saying? Because that's technology basically. So you were going to go into a lane. You were going to make some money if you completed the degree or whatever. No question about that. So yours is a little different than someone like myself that has a history degree. You know what I'm saying? What can you really do with that? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't give nothing for my college years, but as far as what college did for me to make money, zero or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's more on me than anything. So, but it doesn't prepare you unless you're going into those specialized fields like yourself. So So let's get into, so you're sitting around, you're listening to me, Max, and others. What was the first thing you did? Because I'm already just impressed because I didn't know you were only 22 when you reached out to me. So I'm already. I didn't discover this stuff until I was 32. So.
Wow.
But go ahead. Give us an idea what's your first action after you were comfortable enough to even pursue this.
So one of the first things I did, I watched your bandit sign videos. I remember that one. I think you were putting up bandit signs like at Home Depot and a couple other cyber centers in Birmingham. You were showing how to do that. So that was one of the first things I did. So the crazy thing about it, after I dropped out, I was working for Chick-fil-A as well. So I pulled out all the money that I had saved up over 4 years working at Chick-fil-A from like my retirement and stuff like that. You pay a heavy penalty. I used all of that stuff for marketing. Like I didn't care. I was all in. So I bought like bandit signs. I got a Google Voice number. I set everything up. Like I was off to the races. I started going to like the real estate meetups and stuff like that, networking with people. Everybody not so open to networking with you, but I found like a good 2 or 3 people that was real cool people, and we just started out together, man. And we was just like hustling. We didn't care. We was all in.
Oh wow, that's what's up. So even though we're going to get to the commercial stuff, I still like to get into how did you find your first deal? What source did you use to find it, and tell us about that first deal if you can remember.
So the crazy thing is, it took me 13 deals to get my first deal. One of the main reasons was,
So you mean like 13 properties under contract, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
13
go
properties
ahead.
under contract. All right. 13 failures and 13. So I dealt with everything from, having deals taken from me, contracts expiring, having it at too high a price, or all of that stuff. But one of the main things was I was doing pre-foreclosures. So that's how I actually got my first deal. So around like the mid mark out of those 13, I would say around deal 7, that's when I started doing the pre-foreclosures. And you're on a time limit for those. You got 30 days to move the property. So it took me a couple of times to get it right, you know what I'm saying? But finally I got a deal. I got that deal done in like, I think 14 days. And I actually found my mentor that I still, rock with to this day. We're still very close friends. She's always, giving me game and adding value to me, and me the same now. Well, I closed that deal. That was $5,000. I actually got the check. Where is it at? Got it right here. Let me see if I can pull it down. I had to make sure I kept this, man. This is important. This one right here. It meant everything to me. 5,000. And it was a proof of concept. So once I hit that, it was over with. It was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I couldn't tell the difference between this 5,000 and it's $1 million. This was everything,
Man, I felt the same way. With that initial 2,500 I made, it might as well have been 250,000 or 2.5 million, because it's like, oh, this works. I can change my financial situation forever. With this door that just been open for me, because I hadn't tried so many things before, as far as trying to start other business opportunities, side hustles or whatever, and never made any money that you could really talk about. So all of it together, I bet it wasn't $2,500. Let me just say that. I take that back. That when I had the mobile car wash business, I probably exceeded that or whatever, but it got cold on me, so whatever. So all right, so you so that first deal was a pre-foreclosure deal. Did you all have to go through a short sale process, or it just was just because they were behind in payments, the equity was already there, and you just did a normal wholesale deal?
Yeah, so it was a normal wholesale deal. So they had like plenty of equity in the house. They only owe, I think it was like 35,000 or something like that. And my cash buyer ended up coming through. I got it for 45, sold it for 50. That same house today is worth like 270 grand, man. It's so crazy just looking at how Atlanta real estate has changed, man. But
oh wow,
yeah.
wow. Did you have to split that fee with your mentor, or that was all yours?
No, it was all mine. So my mentor actually bought it. She bought it all cash, like outright. She didn't care.
Okay.
It was the perfect year.
She bought it. Okay. I got you. I got you. Cool. All right. So that was that first deal. So when was this? So from the time that the 13 contracts fell through, what time frame are we talking about? We talk about 5 months, 6 months. And let me just say, when was the first? If you can remember, when did you put the first property on a contract that failed? When was that, during COVID, or when was it?
No, so I started like 2018 going into 2019. So I think I got my first contract probably in like February, and then I closed my first deal in November of 2019.
Oh, okay, so
So that's
2019 was
what
your year. Okay. All right.
2019. So that's what 10 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So you could have easily like, man, this stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
All of those different failures for different reasons or
Mhm.
whatever. Man, I'm impressed with that. Along because
Yeah.
most people would give up. I'm pretty sure I would have. All right. So now you started doing deals. If you give us a grasp of what type of the number of deals you got up to per month before you gravitated into focusing on the commercial side.
So before I started, got into commercial, I was doing really like 1 to 2 deals per month. I wasn't really scaling the business correctly. I was still just hustling, doing everything on my own. I was hearing about scaling, hiring callers and stuff like that, but I was still in the hustle mindset.
I got you.
I wasn't really working with that. Like I had like a VA that I just paid to do my like assistant stuff, but I was still cold calling, banging out the phone, still doing bandit signs, all that stuff on my own.
I got you. Let me back up. When you got that first 5,000, what did your folks say then?
Actually, I didn't tell anybody. I ain't
Oh
telling anybody.
wow. Oh wow.
I kept it quiet. Like nobody knew what I was doing. All they knew was I'm in my room 12 to 16 hours a day. I don't come out. You can hear me calling on the phones. You hear the phone ringing. Like they didn't know what was going on. I was just hustling.
Oh wow. Okay, so oh wow. Okay, so well, obviously, you had been working at Chick-fil-A, so I'm sure your parents, did their part as far as taking care of you, but
Mhm.
you always, doing your own thing or whatever,
Yeah.
and also going to school. Obviously, you had to have great grades to be pursuing what you were pursuing. Smart guy. All right, so what turned you on to the commercial side of it, and specifically self-storage and multifamily?
Another one of my mentors, shout out Stacy Rossetti. She's in Atlanta, over Atlanta Rhea, great person. Love Stacy. She was divesting into self-storage. So,
I
just
interviewed her, right? I think I interviewed a
I
white
think
lady.
so. I'm not
Yeah,
sure, but I think
yeah.
so.
Go ahead. I know her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead though.
Yeah. I caught the tail end of what she was doing. Me and my partner, former business partner, you know what I'm saying? He was in her mentorship. So, I got access to those things like that, started learning everything. And I used the same hustle mindset that I was applying on single family and just doing that with self-storage. And also, later on apartments, but mainly self-storage at the time.
Okay, I know you. When you hit me up, you say you've done a total of 7 deals, commercial deals right now.
Mhm.
So tell us about the first one. How you found it.
So John for dollars. John for dollars. So what I used to do, man, I would stay up like 3 hours Friday night. Like I would literally be up like all the way to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was using Google Maps, trying to find buildings that look like storage buildings, putting it on a list and using MapQuest to map out like an entire John for dollars list. And then I would like avoid highways, avoid like, what I'm saying, major interstates and stuff like that, and just literally drive. So this one I drove all the way from Atlanta to Augusta, like literally stopping at every facility that I found along the way, and then also find the other ones along the route.
Okay, so I'm assuming you were avoiding the I'm trying to think of, obviously, the U-Haul
Yeah,
franchises.
the big ones.
What is it?
Public storage, extra space, your
Yeah, extra space.
all
That's
of
the one I'm
those.
thinking about. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're avoiding all of the national brands,
Right.
what they call them, the
REITs.
institutional
Mhm.
investors.
Mhm.
Okay, so you were looking for those mom and pops, maybe 50 to 100 units or
Mhm.
so, I'm assuming.
Yep. I was
And you were determining that by, I guess you would. So when you were doing your search, because I've done it a little bit that way before, but I just logged in and figuring out in the software I have. But um, um, you were Googling self-storage unit in particular, self-storage units in particular zip codes, and
Mhm.
then figuring out, oh, this may be a mom and pop
Yeah.
versus this is
Mhm.
the institutional. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
because
so.
Google Maps, it's crazy the stuff you can do with Google Maps, man. If like If I showed you, bro, you would be surprised. But you can measure things with Google Maps, so that's what I was doing. So I figured that out, and I just started measuring whatever looked like a storage facility. I would measure it. So if it was under like 15,000 square feet,
Yeah.
put it on the list. You know what I'm saying? That's mom and pop. That's what I'm looking for. So that's how I was doing it.
Oh, I got you. Are you familiar with Reonomy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
They
right.
use Economy now.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So now, so the first one, how did you find the first one?
Yeah, so Driving for Dallas, we found this one going out towards Augusta. I think this one we had did like 7 or 8 trips before we finally found this one. But this one was so crazy, man. I remember my former business partner, we was riding together. It was like a tough day, man. We had mapped out like an entire list. We drove like 200, 300 miles that day. You know what I'm saying? We talked to a bunch of storage facility owners. Nobody wanted to sell. And the crazy thing is both of our phones stopped working. Like we lost signal reception. So we ride around, we don't know what the hell we are. Me and him, we arguing. I'm like, bro, turn around. We got to go back this way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no signs or nothing like that. He like, nah, it's this way, it's this way. So the crazy thing is, while we arguing, we had to turn around, and we turned around in the storage facility parking lot, mom and pop. But the crazy thing about that was we was arguing that we didn't even realize that we had the parking lot. So we turned around and we went back the other way, and somehow, some way, we had to turn around again and come back this same way, and we had to turn around back there again. And I'm like, bro, it's a storage facility behind us. And he was like, turn around, like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? So of course we jump out the car. You know what I'm saying? We called the phone number. We called it like 2 or 3 times. We didn't get no answer. So, you know what I'm saying? We decided to get back on the road, you know what I'm saying? Just go back the other way. But the crazy thing is, like an hour or so down the road, you know, the property manager gave us a call back, and she was like, yeah, I've been working for this property owner for like 2 months now, and he's been complaining about owning the buildings and stuff like that. He had a tough go around with other property managers that were stealing from him. And she was like, yeah, I definitely think he's interested in selling his facility. So she gave us his number. You know, we got on the phone with him the next day and everything like that. But yeah, that's how that one went.
Okay, so just out of just being out there, just creating action, and by mistake, you fell into a potential opportunity to turn into an actual opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how did that that initial conversation go?
Man, so crazy, man. I sounded so unprofessional on the phone. I wish that phone call was recorded. So I sounded so terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just now learning new terminology and stuff like that. I'm trying to talk about cap rates. I really didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And the seller, he was like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, just keep it simple. He was like, I want to sell this property. Let me know what number you guys come up with. And I'll say yes or no to it. He wouldn't give a price, but he was just like, man, just let me know a number. But you know, the one thing I would say I was good at the time was building rapport. So I did do that. Although I sounded crappy on the phone, I didn't know what I was talking about. The one thing I did was build rapport. So that helped, you know what I'm saying, us still get the deal, even though I didn't sound as professional and as, you know, keen as I can you hear me?
Yeah, you faded out a little bit, but you said you sounded professional on the phone. You built some rapport with him. All right. So, how many units was it?
So this one, I think it was 114 units. 114.
How big of a town? You remember how big of a town that was?
This is the middle of nowhere. So the town was like 7,000 in population, and population was going down, like, you know, 5 people a year. I'm assuming those 5 people were dying. You know what I'm saying? It was middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But it was still an opportunity.
I got you. So how many? What was the occupancy rate of those? You say 100 and how many? You say 115?
Yeah, 114.
114. How many were rented?
Like 60. And out of those 60, it was only like 30 of them that was actually paying. And then the books were so bad because he had a tough go around with a property manager who was stealing from him. So she was reporting, you know, like, hey, you got 80 tenants in here and stuff like that. And she was just like skimming money off the books. You know, any tenant that was paying cash, she was taking that. So even if a tenant was paying, you really couldn't tell because, you know, she was marking it as unpaid so she could pocket money.
I got you. So it was only what is that, 25, 30%? 25%.
Yeah.
Well, it says 60%. I mean, 50%, but only 25. That's the only thing you go by, how many are actually paying.
Yeah.
All right. So he definitely was tired of it. Okay, so now, how did you all come up with a price? Because whenever you offering, ideally you want to pay for something based on what it's doing. Obviously, you have to take in consideration as a value add opportunity on what it could do. That has to be part of it too. So,
Yeah.
how did you all come up with a price?
So man, the crazy thing is we really didn't know what we was doing. We was just trying to make it work. So you know, we was always taught to do the income minus the gross. They give you the net operating income and then divide that by cap rate. But in this situation, like it didn't have any income. Like it's like 25% economically occupied. So the income is not there to really to give you the value of the facility. So I was like, man, I started Googling how much it costs to build. I hit the heights backwards. You know what I'm saying? I worked it backwards. So what I did, man, I saw it was taking like $35 a square foot to build a facility. I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot him an offer at $15 a square foot. So you know what I'm saying? That's how we did it. So I shot it at $15 a square foot. I think that was like the offer was like 185,000 or so like that. And he actually accepted it like right there on the spot. He was like, okay. And he accepted that offer right there on the spot.
You know what that means? You know what that means, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He would have took less. Well, that's cool. The pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. All right. So, all right. So, wow. So so he accepted you all offer. So that was like confirmation. So, what was the next step? How did you all put it on the contract? What type of earnest money? What was that like?
Man, so that contract, I wish I had it. That contract was terrible. We used a single family contract for a storage facility, man. We was like total novices, man. Like I adapted the contract the best I could. Like I was Googling contracts, you know what I'm saying? Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Just pay an attorney or find somebody that has an actual contract because you can get into a lot of legal trouble. But you know, me being a novice, I was Googling other contracts and just taking clauses from those and inputting those in there, man. That contract was terrible. But you know what I'm saying? We made it work. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did.
Wow. Okay. So what type of earnest money did you all put down, if any?
We really didn't put down any. I think the contract said, 500, but we really didn't put down any. You know, we was using one of our closing attorneys that we was doing single family with. And you know what I'm saying? He knew us, he knows we closed. So, that wasn't really a big concern.
Okay. Well, he didn't triple, but the main thing, the seller didn't trip about.
Yeah, he didn't trip about earnest money. Yeah, if he did, we definitely would have put down earnest money because you know what I'm saying, it was an opportunity. We was gonna make it work even if we didn't have 500.
I got you. All right. So so now you have it under contract. Boom. It's producing income, but really not because he can't really prove that it's producing this. It's just like it's vacant or whatever. So something I was going to ask you. So what was the length of time that you put on the contract to close?
So we put 45 days, and then we had another clause that had 60 days. So I guess you could say we had 60 days, but that contract was terrible, man.
All right. So basically 60 days. Yeah. All right. So now because Stacy in that group, so I'm assuming you just reached out to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what did you had it at, you said 180? What was it?
Yeah, 185.
185. So what did you all market it at?
So we marketed, I think 265. Yeah, 265. We marketed it at 265. Man, crazy thing is we got like 100 messages. We posted on Facebook and can you hear me?
Yeah, say it again.
Yeah, so I said, we got like crazy messages about it. We was posting on Facebook as well as LinkedIn, like messaging people. So we was talking to like 100 people. Like the worst thing I did was put my phone number on the post because I was getting a lot of calls. So we actually sold the deal like in a week. So the buyer, he was from Virginia, man. He was like, listen, I'm getting ready to jump in this plane. I'm coming down Tuesday. Can y'all meet me at the facility? Like he was, what I'm saying, straightforward, serious. He put down earnest money ASAP. Like he was not playing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the buyer was. Okay. So what price did you all agree upon? I'm saying what price did you all agree upon?
250.
250? So what is that? 65,000. Okay. All right. Yeah. Is that right? Am my math right on? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so you all had a deal on the contract with the seller for 185 and with the buyer for 250. Okay, so was it who showed you all the property? Who showed the buyer the property, the manager or the owner, or both?
So it was a combination. You know what I'm saying? We met with the property manager. She was a real cool lady. You know, we built rapport with her. You know what I'm saying? So she was there at the property with the buyer. The buyer was real professional. You know, he know how the wholesale game goes. So he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, trying to stuff like that. We just introduced him as a partner and we just worked together to get the thing done.
Okay, cool. All right. So how much earnest money
Mhm.
did you collect from him with your attorney?
I want to say it was 3,000.
Okay. So did he go with you all who you all want to use this for his closing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something that we learned from single family. You always use your closing attorney. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that home field advantage.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So so now you have it in the contract with the seller and the cash buyer. So how long of a period how long did it take for him to close? Was it cash? Did he bring some financing in place with a lender or something? What was that like?
Yeah, so I want to say he used like a bridge loan. But it's so crazy, you know what I'm saying? During his due diligence, he found like a couple of problems. So we had to renegotiate price and we actually ended up making a lot more money. So we actually got our price down from 185 to 135. And the buyer, we came down with him to 225. So you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? That put us at a $90,000, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm
Okay,
going
that you and your partner split.
Can you say that one more time?
The 90,000 that you and your partner split.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, wow, that's nice. Okay, so now, all right, so it's time to close. You got the confirmation from your attorney or whoever to close the deal. So even though you had already closed some deals as far as houses, what was that like leading up to a $90,000 payday?
It was hectic. We almost blew the deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Just being hotheads and stuff like that. Our buyer, we thought he was giving us a hard time at the time because we really didn't understand how commercial goes.
Yeah,
Because with closing, you need the keys, you need the leases and stuff like that. And the
yeah.
property manager didn't have this information. So we actually spent like an entire Saturday before closing to go through all 114 units to find the key to each one.
All right,
So the
all right.
crazy thing about that, it took us 3 hours to do that, right?
Okay, you said
Say that again?
yeah, say that again. You said it took you all an entire Saturday to
Yeah.
go through each property to identify the key for each property.
Mm-hmm.
You had to come up with the actual lease for each unit.
Yep.
All of that because they didn't have that. They were not the current owner / manager didn't have that
They
organized.
just didn't have it. They didn't have it. So it was all over the place. And here's the crazy thing. After we got done, it didn't take us 3 hours to get the keys. Like it took us 3 hours the first time. We dropped the keys and we had to go back through because we didn't mark them. We had them like on hooks. And when we dropped the box, like all of the hooks and stuff like they fell out. So all of them was like mingled together and we couldn't tell which one was which. So we had to start all the way over. So it took us another 3 hours. We was out there in the dark, man. Like, but we could make it happen.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Wow. That experience, that is some you just can't even put a price on that experience of that one deal. I love it. All right. So at closing, so how did this? So when you actually got to closing, was it I'm assuming the guy from Virginia, he just wired everything, they did everything by email, or did he actually come to the closing?
He did everything by email. He was in Virginia, so he had went back, but he did all the wire. Man, the day of closing was actually stressful, man. We almost like blew the deal. Like I said, me and my partner, we was hotheads. It was a couple things, we was arguing back and forth about because we just didn't know. We were novices, and he was trying to tell us, no, this is how this and this is done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We like, nah, that's not how this is done. We're gonna do it like this. So we almost ended up walking away from him and trying to find another buyer. And that would have been, a terrible decision because we didn't have enough time on our contract. But, that's the point we was at. But, just being hotheads, not knowing, you know what I'm saying? But, we still got the closing. We still got that check. We made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
I'm here to tell the story,
I got you. All right. So, did you all, so the seller, I guess, did he show up to closing or he did everything by mail or email also?
Yeah, mail, email. He was in Florida. He was retired. So that was one of the other reasons why he had a tough go with property managers because he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was spending his time golfing, enjoying retirement. And, you know what I'm saying? The property just wasn't being.
Okay. Yeah, you broke up, but you said you just retired. Okay, so
Mhm.
so again, you had already went through a close. Like it wasn't your first actual
Yeah.
deal, so you know the stuff works. But on that level, it's a different ball
Mhm.
game,
Mhm.
especially even the payday. So, how did you all receive your money, through check, bank wire, or what?
Yeah, we got it by check, man. We was like, man, we going to close it, man, because we got like it's not gonna hit the same. We get a wire, so you know what I'm saying. We all got in the car together. We rode there, you know what I'm saying. Picked up that check, took a couple pictures, flexed, you know what I'm saying. Flexed on the ground, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying. Just hey, it's 90 grand, you know what I'm saying. Never seen this in my lifetime. I don't know anybody else that made 90 grand in their lifetime, you know what I'm saying, in a year, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, yeah, on one deal, yeah. So,
yeah, I want
so
you.
yeah, so you all had to split it just between you and him, or it was someone else involved?
Yeah, it was between me and him, and you know, he also had another, you know, silent partner and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying, that was on his side, not mine. So
On
you know
your
what I'm
side.
saying?
So yours was a smooth 45,000.
Yeah, smooth 45. You know what I'm
Yeah. Hey, that's what's up, man. So, all right, so we got that first deal out of the way. I know when you text me, you said you had just did another one that you did 65 on.
saying?
But you said you've done some have you done some multi-family also, or just all been self-storage?
Yeah, so I've done some multifamily. What I meant to say for commercial, I've done 7 storage deals, but I've also done, I think we're at 5, no, we're at 6 multifamily deals now. So
Okay,
I've done like smaller apartments, you know, 5 units, 8 units, 4, you know, triplexes and stuff like that.
I got you.
You know, smaller multifamily. I also did a 28 unit back in March. You know what I'm saying? We should have kept that one, but you know what I'm saying? We were just novices at the time, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
it's a
okay.
good experience.
Well, what did you all make on that one, if you remember?
We made 50 grand on that one.
50. Okay, boom. All right. So you say you're former partner, so it's just you all decide to go your separate ways now, or what? What's the deal?
Yeah, man. We had a couple of run-ins, you know what I'm saying? Money got in the way, arrogance, you know what I'm saying, egos and stuff like that. It happens, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
know.
got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. So, all right. So for people, I know people are locked in on this, right? Because this
Mhm.
is, and I've done commercial, over the years or whatever, not nearly as many as I should and
Yeah.
want to do. But we pursue it,
Hmm.
and do them, but it's not nearly like I want,
Yeah.
because it, it's different ball game.
Yeah.
But so are you finding most of your deals by driving for dollars now, or you've taken a different approach to find them?
Yeah, I've taken a different approach. So, you know what I'm saying? I've done a better job of building a team, getting VAs and stuff like that. Started using software. You mentioned Reonomy earlier. That's one of
Yeah.
my main software, softwares that I use. I use Reonomy. It's expensive, but you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be closing 50, 60, 90 grand deals, I mean, what's $500 a month to that? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So
no, it's
can't
a
can't
drop
put
in
a
the
price
bucket.
on good
Yeah,
information.
and what he's saying is reonomy. It's spelled Reonomy.
Hmm.
It's a commercial real estate tool similar to PropStream and Batch Leads, but it's all
Hmm.
commercial, right? It won't
Yeah.
even pull up the
Hmm.
information on residential properties. But the
Yeah,
great
all
thing
commercial.
about it, yeah, it actually will pull up the owner's phone number in a
Yeah.
lot of cases.
Hmm.
And no matter if it's in an LLC or not, it'll have 30 people listed if it needs to, and
Yeah.
their
Hmm.
potential contact number. Like with anything, all numbers are not or correct, but
Yeah.
most are. So that's the most thing. That then it can be. Then you can use it also to move properties, because some of those same people want to buy more
Yeah.
properties in either that particular for that particular type of commercial property or whatever. So
Hmm.
it's a very powerful tool. Like I said, it's a little pricey for someone starting out, because I've had it for probably 4 years.
Hmm.
Let me see, 4 years, and I'm still locked in at I guess a grandfather rate of around 350. I think it's a little expensive, more expensive now, or whatever. But like I said, that
Yeah, it's a lot more
information that
expensive.
you, huh, huh,
I said it's a lot more expensive now.
yeah. But I don't know what is it now. I don't know what it is. What is it now?
She was like 500, and then when you go up like a certain quantity limit, I think it's like a couple cents or a dollar like per. I don't go over too often, but I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but I know it's expensive.
Yeah. So, Lay, I'm still. because the last time I re-up, and they charged me for the entire year. I said, whoa. that ain't what I agreed to. They charged me almost $4,000.
Yeah, that's an old car right there.
Yeah, so I'm like, whoa, no, I didn't agree to that. So anyway, so I'm on the month plan. I'm good at that $350 a month, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. So wow, okay. So I'm trying to ask questions that I know people want to know. So if someone wants to start on this journey as far as pursuing commercial, because I get people to send me commercial stuff all the time, and I try to make it clear on the one, and I've said I wanted this sometimes I wanted that, but it changes or whatever, depending on what you got going on. It changes, because like right now, I'm pursuing vacant land, ideally something that a vacant form of business next to truck stops, because I have something that I'm targeting that's a huge hold in a particular industry. So, but I'm always still open to self-storage and multifamily, because a lot of times with that, as far as commercial, for me, you have more mom and pop situations than the institutional people that are harder to deal with, generally speaking, because you'll find a self-storage facility or a multifamily, it'll be in their name. You know what I'm saying? It won't even be in any type of business entity like an LLC or something. So that's not saying you won't get that with retail strip centers and other forms of commercial, but definitely in those two. So if someone just starting out, man, what would you encourage them to do? Because there is a learning curve. I'll get messages all the time and say, I can't determine the ARV on this commercial property. I say it's not done like that.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
It's totally different ballgame. It's not done like a house. But if you just want to give someone some guidance on where they should start as far as if they want to go down that path.
The first thing I would say is get you a mentor. Find somebody that's doing commercial real estate. I would say go to LinkedIn, Bigger Pockets, reach out to as many as people as possible, and just hope for somebody to say yes. A lot of times with commercial, a lot of people, they're a lot more closed off because they're trying to do bigger deals. So they don't give their access to everybody. So you're going to have to talk to a lot of people before you find that one person is open to giving you game. But you need to get you a mentor. Because when you step into commercial real estate, you're stepping into bigger business, and you're stepping into like a higher intellect of people. And if you do one thing wrong, you can end up getting sued. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't the game really to play with, like with houses. You know what I'm saying? If you mess up on the deal, you just lose earnest money. Nah, you can end up getting sued. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, make a wrong step. So definitely get you a mentor first.
All right, boom. All right. So what's next for you, man? Well, tell me about the deal you just last did. The one you texted me about, the $65,000 deal. That was self-storage. That was by yourself, or that you still had your partner involved?
So this one was by myself. So this one, I did this one in Alabama, not too far from Birmingham, North Birmingham.
What town?
Jasper, Decatur.
Okay, yeah. So that's east. That's west of Birmingham. That's like a little northwest of Birmingham, headed toward Tennessee, toward Memphis. But go ahead though.
Yeah. So I found this one. Man, this is what I talk about. The money is in the follow up, because I was following up with this guy since like early 2021, and he finally came around in like June, July. You know what I'm saying? We finally got the contract in August. You know what I'm saying? So I got this one. Originally the seller wanted like $900,000, but I wasn't giving him that. But I was gonna stay up with him because I knew he was mismanaging the facility. He was like 80 years old. I knew eventually he was gonna come around to sell. So eventually came around to sell. I got him at $750. You know what I'm saying? We had to go through an attorney and everything like that, but that wasn't a problem. I got experience now. And I had a buyer already lined up, you know what I'm saying? Because I contacted him about it in like February. So he was ready to go all the way in February. So as soon as I got the deal, I basically had the buyer in place.
How many units was that one?
This one was 218. Crazy thing about this one, the books were terrible on this one too. So, he told me it was he had like a software that he was using, and he sent it to me, and it showed 250 units. And then when we went there in person, it was like 218 units. So you definitely got to do your due diligence. Oh
yeah. Okay. So he said they had a software that he was using, and when he sent you over the data from the software, 250 units, but actual on the ground in person, 218 units. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just really quick on that one. How many were current? What was the occupancy rate on that?
Similar to the first deal I did, man. The occupancy, it was like 80% of people in there, but only like 40% paying. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah,
a lot of delinquencies. It was people in there that they haven't paid for like 3, 4, 5 years. It was
Oh
crazy.
wow. Oh wow. He wasn't even going through the eviction process. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. So basically, you're buying it again like it's empty in reality. I got you. Okay. So all right, man. Wow, Greg. I really appreciate you sharing this knowledge with us, man. Young guy, 22 years old, man. You're so far ahead of the game. I don't know what do mechanical engineers. I know that it can be all over the place, but generally speaking, what's the income range of a new mechanical engineer? I know you know.
Yeah,
Starting out,
you'll be even if you were a stupid mechanical engineer, you'll be making like 65 grand, up towards 80 and 6 figures easy.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but you make that in one deal now.
Yeah.
So, do your folks know now, or they still don't know?
Nah, they still know. I don't always talk about how much money I make because that's kind of one of those things. You don't want your family, how it go. Everybody coming to you, and then
Well, you do know what this means now, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
When this goes live. But you're not working at Chick-fil-A anymore, so they know you're doing something, right?
Yeah, they know I'm a businessman full term. You can see it with the mindset and how I carry myself. Like, I don't talk about how much money I got, but when you come across some, how I talk, and when we talking about real estate, you like, okay, yeah, this guy's is serious. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you. You still live with your folks, or you got your own place now, or what?
Man, still living with my folks, man. I haven't even moved
That's
out
what's
yet.
up, man. Save every dime, man. Yeah. That's what's up. That is what's up, man.
Yeah, because the biggest thing when you start making money, do not increase your expenses. Like you need to lower your expenses, pay down your
expenses,
build your credit. You know what I'm saying? Build your credit. Do not go buying new cars, go get in a upper echelon apartment. Don't do none of that. Like stay broke. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just
oh my God.
live the same way you was living.
Hey, hats off to your folks, man.
Yeah.
They raised an amazing young man from what I can tell from this interview, man. Oh my God, you're so far ahead of the game as far as your mentality about just money in general, man. Because most people, you know what they do. After that first, they going out straight to the lot.
Yeah.
Straight to the mall. All stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, man. So I really appreciate you, Greg, from sharing with us, man. I really, really appreciate you reaching out to me. I will be hitting you up because I've learned from you, today. Even though I've done some of the same deals you've done, I don't know everything. So we can always network. And there's enough money out here for everyone. That's what I keep telling people. There's enough money out here for everyone 100 times over. That's one of the reasons why I don't care about sharing anything I know, bringing people on to help others. The more people that are making money, the less people out here robbing.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
And that's one of the reasons why I had to come on. My bro, he was talking to me about it because we started out wholesaling together. He ended up, doing something else. But he was like, bro, it's really selfish for you to be, so closed up. Like you don't be on social media. You're not posting about what you're doing. But, look how Max Maxwell and Title Flip Man inspired you to become who you are now. So like you really holding back and you doing interviews and stuff like that may inspire somebody to do, something similar. So you can't be selfish, bro. Like you got to put yourself out there, tell your story. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. See, and you and I are similar. People that know me, they can't believe I do this. Like this content that I put out there or whatever. But there's nobody here but me, and not like I got an audience or anything. So, but I'm just naturally a sharer though. So, again, then I love the internet and all that stuff. What comes with it. So, but yeah, man, I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll probably do something else in the future. Maybe you and I could do a deal together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You down here in my neck of the woods. I feel sort of feel some type of way you done stole that deal from.
So my next steps, man. I'm trying to get. I'm getting into syndication. So actually, I'm doing a 120 unit deal that I'm buying for myself with another partner of mine in Savannah. So,
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to buy these things now. So that's the next step. You know what I'm saying? You can't wholesale forever. You know what I'm
No,
saying? You
no,
got
no.
to get cash flow. You see my shirt? You got to
Oh
get cash
yeah.
flow. You know what I'm saying? You
Name
always
the
have to place
game,
the
man.
next check. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get cash flow. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm doing syndications, you know what I'm saying, multifamily and also self-storage.
All right, boom. That's what's up, my man. All right, Greg, again, man, I really appreciate you sharing your time and knowledge. And guys, it's out there to make it happen, man. This guy's only 22 years old. You basically started when I guess you were 20 or so. So, age is not a barrier. Really nothing a barrier, but it's outside of you just learning what to do and then taking action. So again, we appreciate Greg showing up. And as I always like to say, we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243.